before I got arrested. So back in October of 2021, I'd say prior to that, maybe some months before that, um, when the kids were at Kendra's house, they were getting abused and they were getting hurt really bad. This group of people that like to torment kids and torture kids, what they'll do is they'll bring your when they were at Kendra's house, they'll bring your kids right to your backyard, or right to your house, or three houses down or two houses down. They get a kick out of it. I don't know why. I don't know why people would want to do this, but they basically will bring your kid to a house close to your home, and then they'll beat the hell out of them all night, and you can hear them screaming and crying. I have a video on my laptop of a night that was caught on my I have a rear view mirror camera, and it was caught on that camera for some reason. The next day, a couple days later, I looked at the video, and sure as shit, man, I can hear them crying all night or screaming. Right. One night, I think January 16th, me and Jace were sitting here, and we heard Jackson screaming and crying, dad, screaming, "Dad, help! Dad, help!" And they were screaming, "Happy birthday!" And by chance, I mean, I didn't call, but by chance, whatever, Officer Mayfield from Anderson Police Department showed up, and we me and my son told him what was going on, and he seemed genuinely concerned. He gave me a police report and everything, a police report number. But after that, I didn't really know what to say. So after I got out of from October, because my kids were getting abused over at Kendra's house, and I was trying to get Kaiser medical insurance to take them to the hospital in Sacramento, try to get them out of here. On I believe it was October 17th, I took Jackson to the emergency room because he had a staph infection in his leg and his knee. And the next day, they filed emergency custody orders and took him. And so I know for a fact that Shelley Morgan, her attorney, knows what's going on. And I know for a fact that, obviously her husband knows what's going on. His mom is the one who paid for the attorney. So I know she knows what's going on. I know Karen knows what's going on because Karen's always over there trying to cover this up and coach my children. I know Judge Gibson knows what's going on because he's the one that filed for the emergency custody orders. And he's the one that I told that I had already filed emergency custody orders with 3 times. And he was arguing, I'm pretty sure he was arguing with the DA or arguing with the law enforcement. I don't know really. But so anyways, from October to February of 2022, that was about 7 months, right? Where my kids were basically running away from her house, trying to get away, trying to get a hold of us on PS4 chat. Just every little thing they could possibly do. My kids were getting beat over there, and I was able to record some of the phone calls, and I gave those to police officers, and they didn't do anything about it. The reason why they didn't do anything about it is they said that it was a civil matter and a custody dispute. And I kept saying over and over again that it wasn't a custody dispute because there was forged documents and signatures, and somebody had forged her signature. And that's a third party. It's called aggravated kidnapping or abduction. Okay, that's the third party, someone else abducting my kids, and needs to be investigated. And the reason why it's not being investigated is because corrupt police officers that forced women into prostitution. The same thing happened down in Corning police department. Okay, just recently, officer got busted down there for human trafficking. The same thing was going on up here. That's why Provincio got busted and left because more people came forward. Right. And the only reason why I did any of this was because I didn't want this to happen to anybody else. Okay. I had a talk with my children, and we were planning on getting out of here and leaving together, just us. But me and my 3 kids made a decision together that we would stay and that we would try to do everything that we could to save other people. That's the God honest truth. So all 3 of my children chose to stay here and try to get help from their teachers, try to get help from social workers, try to get help for their other friends that might have been targeted or hurt. Okay. And I told them that I talked to them and I said, "Are you sure that you want to do this? Because this is going to be it's going to turn really bad really quick because I'd already been in jail a couple times because I stood up against them. And all three of my kids said that they would rather stay here with dad and stand up against them with, you know, as a team or as a family than to leave, you know. And what I was going to do is because I had already had full custody of Jace, I was going to go down to Sacramento and file emergency custody orders of Jackson Ava, and I was just going to leave them down there, you know, stay down there. And I think about that every day. So for that 7 months, my kids basically were running around in Anderson and Redding and getting beat up and abused. Now, I know for a fact that the sheriff's department and the Redding Police Department knows what the fuck's going on up here because shortly after my kids were taken in October, they cleared out that whole run of brush and trees and blackberry bushes alongside the canal area. And that canal area basically connects from here to where Kendra lives. And so I guarantee you, at least, you know, my kids are smart enough to get on that canal road and try to get home because they know if they follow that canal, then they'll make it to Anderson. They can make it right to my house on that canal road. And that canal road, that road was cleared out all the way from Beacon Drive, right where Mr. McGraney lives, all the way up to Redding where she lived. It was all cleared out, like basically that they had a hard time finding the kids or something. Now I know for a fact also as well that these judges and family dynamics therapy, you know, they work together to take kids away from parents and put parents in prison, put parents in jail. It's disgusting. So I just want to share this with you guys, okay? When I got out of jail, because I used to walk around in here, especially when Jackson Ava were done, dude. I put my fucking boots on, my work pants on, right? And I used to walk around in here, and I swear to God, if I seen anybody with a dog or anybody that was lurking around or lurking around in the woods back there behind Volani Park, I definitely had some words with them. Trust me, and they know exactly who I am. Because I was like, I'm the motherfucker that's kids fucking missing right now, dude. Are you guys setting up fucking something to hurt kids? They had a little bridge, the bridge over there where the Volani Park is that comes across. That's where my son goes to school, and he would come across that area to try to get home, right? They set up branches and bushes and trees all alongside the canal there and the creek side there. So they would funnel them through a little walk-in area. And I guarantee you, I've heard my son at least once or twice crying and screaming for dad when he was in the Volani Park, and people are chasing him around. They use the Vine Network. It's called the Vine Network. The One Safe Place uses this thing called Vine Network, and they have volunteers that work at One Safe Place that chase kids around, basically. And One Safe Place and Sandra Wilson told these volunteers that my kids had mental problems because their dad. That's what they said. So I'm glad that this is all coming out right now, because I guarantee you that Stephanie Bridget and Sandra Wilson and Judge Gibson and Jason Lord, they should all be in prison right now. And the reason why they're not is because APD and RPD won't do their job, and because Jason's brother works for RPD. So if there's kids missing in Redding right now, there's kids missing in my son's age right now, dude, right now, and these fuckers aren't doing anything about it. They're not doing shit. You know, and I've been talking about this for 7 years, man. So when I got out of jail, I did what dad does, dude. I go to work. I went to work. I put on my boots. I put on my pants, and I went out and looking around and started to see if I could find something that would help an investigation, okay? And I made a video about it, and I was really shook up about it. I made a video, and I got a bunch of clothes together that were literally in a little camp area, a little homeless camp area, right on the other side of where the Volani Park is. And then there's also a little road that goes up back behind the where the gun range used to be. There's like a 4-H like holding pin for animals back there, right on the other, right across the street from the high school. Okay, there's a little homeless camp over there too. And I started looking around. I was looking around for something that would that were clues or something like that for my kids. Okay, this was literally right after I got out of jail. I was just pumped up and I was pissed. And this is what I found. And so I'm almost positive, dude, that this is, you know, I'd say 100% positive. This is the sweatshirt that Jace got from Karen for Christmas, December of 2021, about 2 months right before I got arrested. Or I'm sorry, 2 months before Jace got taken away from me, and then I got arrested. it was buried in the dirt back there in the mud. Okay, and there was some food, like some wrappings of food and stuff like that back there. I mean, you could tell it's been back there forever. And there's little holes in it, and there's a hole right there, right? And I'll show you something that's really interesting, right? Is there's little puncture holes in this sweatshirt, and I was saying that a long time ago that these fuckers, they use dogs, man, to chase kids. Okay, and I fucking know that I've seen it, dude. I've seen the dogs out there in fucking APD, RPD. They know exactly what the fuck's going on. So this is a little hole right here, right? I fucking chased this one. There was one guy back there with 2 dogs one time, dude. And I told him if I ever seen him again back there, that he would fucking be very fucking sorry, very fucking sad day for him if he fucking was back there again with these 2 big dogs. He had these 2 big dogs that go crazy when they see kids. That's a dead tell sign right there. They don't really mind so much about adults, but as soon as they see kids, they start freaking out, dude. And that's the sign right there. Here's another couple bite marks right here. I mean, you could kind of tell. I mean, obviously, like this is weather wear. You know what I mean? But I mean, like you start seeing some like puncture holes. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just. I don't see any reason for that to happen like that. You know what I mean? And then, obviously, I've called RPD and APD several times about all this shit. They basically just blew me off, told me told me that it was a custody dispute, not to worry about it. This is Jackson's hat. I know for a fact because we got this at a garage sale, I believe, and he loved wearing this hat, and he took it up to his mom's. And I kept asking him about it, dude, and he said it's at his mom's. It's a little camo hat, and he's got a little like a neck, little sun neck cover right there. I know this is his, man. I mean, like if it's not his, dude, this one is exactly like it, identical, right? And this is my daughter Ava's. I have a picture of her in this with this around her neck, and she wears a little eye mask. Okay. And I don't think this. I don't know. I was gonna say when I was in jail for a year, so I don't know if this was at our house or what. But they break into my house all the time and steal records and stuff. So I would imagine they do whatever the fuck they want, break in and steal whatever. It's got a little tiger back here. She brings this stuff to her mom's. They bring it back and forth. So. And I don't know, but it's a neck pillow, and it was pink like this, and then it was out there for a while. So this is what I've been dealing with. This is what I've been dealing with. Okay, I know for fucking fact that this fucking county knows where my kids are at or knows what happened to my kids, and they fucking won't say anything or they won't do anything, and they fucking arrested me and threw me in jail, and they didn't expect me to get out because I was talking about it. Isn't that fucking sad? And that's why nobody else wants to talk about what's going on, is because when you talk about it, you go to prison or jail. Well, I'm back. I'm out of jail now, and I want to know what the fuck happened. Stephanie Bridget, fucking Judge Gibson, fucking, the 2 police officers that showed up at my house. I don't know why those two police officers that I said didn't get arrested a long time ago and fucking questioned. But nobody fucking gives a fuck about kids coming up missing around here. Nobody fucking cares. So I'm almost positive that this is my daughter Ava's, but I'd like to ask her. Wouldn't that be great? Is if Ava was here, or Ava, that we can meet somewhere, maybe the police station, or maybe I wouldn't want to meet there, but maybe like the Civic Auditorium, or maybe the City Hall, or maybe the next board meeting. We can all meet up there, right? And you could bring Ava if she's still alive, right? And you could ask her if that's hers. Same with Jackson, right? If he's still alive, you can ask him if this is his, right? And the same with Jace, right? You could ask him if this is his. I'd ask, because I'm their fucking dad, dude. And I'm pretty sure I watched them fucking put these clothes on or wear these things or use these things over and over and over again. And I'm pretty sure that this county right now is lying to the government, lying to the federal government. So I just, if you see this, if you watch this, and you know information about this, or you have any idea what's going on with my kids, I wouldn't fucking listen to fucking Stephanie Bridget and Children's Legacy Center and One Safe Place, because they're the fucking reason why my kids fucking have been abused and abducted and fucking kidnapped from Sacramento County. They're the people that you think are good people. They're not good people. They're fucking horrible human beings that fucking let this happen to my children and didn't do anything about it or were a part of it. So I just find it fascinating. I find it really funny that, you know, right around the time that all this was going on, dude, all of a sudden a bunch of kids start coming up missing. But nobody fucking wants to ask any questions, and nobody wants to fucking talk about it, and nobody wants to fucking ask the cops that were fucking, and, you know, basically showed up at my house and took my fucking son when he had his own phone, and I haven't heard from him or seen him again after that. And then you guys want to, you know, the social services and Renee Johnson and Alicia Endicott, they want to say, oh, it's because you have a restraining order against you, when I've never even fucking done anything to hurt my kids at all. I just want to make sure that you guys are all clear what's going on. That I found this in the fucking wooded area back behind my house, you know, about 200 yards, dude, in a little homeless camp area, dude. Looked like some kids may have had some fucking food there and shit, and they were trying to get home, didn't know what the fuck to do. Or maybe got caught by some dogs, I don't know. I'm not a fucking detective, man. I'm just a dad that just wants to fucking know what's going on with his kids. Hey, if you know where they're at and they're here and they're healthy, I sure would like to know about it. Or my family, you know. Can my kids call my mom? Wouldn't that be fucking logical if my kids could call my mom? Because my mom's never done anything to them. And this is the fucking game that Judge Gibson fucking plays, and he's a fucking sociopath. And you guys fucking listen to his ass. Same with Stephanie Bridget. She's running around with her fucking head jammed so far up his ass, she doesn't even know which direction to go. And she doesn't do anything about these cases, and she doesn't do anything about these investigations because she doesn't want to find out, or she already knows what's going on, and she doesn't want to be a part of it. Or she can go to prison with him. Because I find it really odd, dude, that right after I fucking filed a complaint against these three judges up here, one of them skipped town, and the other one came out of retirement to mess with case files, and then the other one has been lying and running his mouth, and kids start coming up missing. Is it a possibility? Has anybody looked through the case files? Is it a possibility that these kids that are missing happen to be like maybe civil dispute or custody dispute or anything like that happen to be Judge Gibson on record? In case files? No, not at all. Or the fact that he's changed his name out of some of the case files that I have just to get his name off of them? I'm just curious if anybody's asked those questions.